We welcome you to downtown Houston, where tonight in Minute Maid Park, the Houston Astros will play the middle game of a 3-game series against the Washington Nationals, also Game 7 of this 8-game homestand. So far, the Astros 3-3 at home. The Nationals come in with virtually the same record, percentage points better than the Houston Astros for the second best record in the major leagues. Hi, everyone, and welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Blummer, we talked last night about these being two pretty evenly balanced teams, and we saw that in Game 1.
We did. Good pitching, some good defense, guys grinding out ABs. I expect the same thing tonight.
So when you look at tonight's matchup, one of the key guys is someone who hits very well here at Minute Maid Park, Josh Reddick.
Yeah, Josh Reddick. When he was in Oakland Athletic, I couldn't stand the guy. But now that he's here with the Houston Astros, obviously I have a growing appreciation for how he goes out and battles day in, day out. He's a guy that's tough to get out of that lineup for A.J. Hinch for a number of reasons. He's really picked up the average against left-handed pitching for me, hitting .316 against those guys, forcing his way into that lineup. He's going to be dirty every time he goes out there, but he also likes those clutch situations. You see right here, with 2 outs, he does a very good job of driving guys in. A .354 average with runners in scoring position. Uses every part of the ballpark, especially here at Minute Maid Park, where he's hitting .377. Josh is a great guy to have in this lineup for A.J. Hinch.
So the Astros will turn their attention to their starter tonight, Mike Fiers, as will Bart Ennis when we come back. Fiers tries to get the Astros the second game of this 3-game set, facing Edwin Jackson and the Nationals.
Fans making their way in, and the Astros looking to give their fans a little bit more to cheer about tonight than they did last night. A very frustrating loss when they just couldn't get the big hit when they needed it. They ended up being 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position and stranded 8. So obviously hoping for a better offensive production tonight in support of Mike Fiers, who is making his 25th start of the season, easily the most among the Astros pitching staff. Fiers is the subject of our Toyota Time to Play segment tonight because he has had an up and down season. Over his last 2 starts, it has been down. He's 0-2 with a 7.91 ERA over those last 2 starts. But that number's really skewed by the fact that he gave up 6 earned runs against the Texas Rangers on August 12th. So if you had to choose one word to describe Fiers' season so far, it would be inconsistent. Got off to that tough start. He allowed 18 home runs over his first 8 starts, which was the most in the majors. Then he got on track at the end of May and was very good for a while. Didn't allow a home run over 7 straight starts. But now the pendulum has swung back the other direction, and he has allowed 2 home runs in each of his 4 August starts. As a result, he's 0-3 with a 7.48 ERA for the month of August so far. I asked A.J. Hinch about Fiers before the game. He said the key for Mike is to throw strike 1, be ahead in the count, because if he gets behind in the count, then he has to come over the plate, usually with a fastball, and that's when he gets hurt. If he can throw his curveball for strikes, and he's got a very good curveball, that certainly makes things much easier for Fiers. Going up against the Nationals team tonight that was still without Bryce Harper. The Nationals didn't exactly kill it last night. They had 6 hits total, but one was a 2-run homer. The other was a triple that scored 2 runs, and that was the extent of their offensive output. So we'll see if Fiers can keep them in check tonight and see if the Astros can win the second game of this series. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and first pitch right here on AT&T Sportsnet.
On AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Astros have had the best record in baseball for a while this summer. The Dodgers took over that mantle, and now the Astros have fallen to number 3 with the loss last night to the Washington Nationals, who are percentage points better than Houston coming into tonight's play. And here's how Dusty Baker will line them up for the middle of our 3-game series. Howie Kendrick moves up a spot to lead off. Wilmer Depot also moves up. He will bat in the number 2 spot. Daniel Murphy and Ryan Zimmerman 3 and 4. Adam Lind will DH. The local product Anthony Rendon continues to hit well here at Minute Maid Park. Matt Wieters the catcher. Michael Taylor is in center field, and Andrew Stevenson gets a start in right.
You just heard Bart break down Mike Fiers' issues here of late. Pretty good. Home runs are back up. 30 allowed. That's second in the American League as far as home runs are allowed. He's tied with Ricky Nolasco. Ariel Miranda is leading the way with 31 home runs given up. Looking to get back to even as far as the record is concerned. He has a 4-game losing streak going.
Looking at the defense behind Fires tonight, Josh Reddick will be in left with Jake Marisnick getting a start in center field. That pushes George Springer over to right. Alex Bregman and Marwin Gonzalez on the left side of the infield. Jose Altuve and Yuli Gurriel on the right side. And Max Stassi will get the start in this second game of a 3-game series. Astros come in with an 11.5 game lead in the American League West. The Nationals come in with a 13.5 game lead in the National League East. Astros have had a double-digit lead since the end of May as they start play tonight. 3-3 so far in the homestand. 2 more to go. Trying to take the final 2 against the Nationals and win this series and have a winning homestand. We're underway with a fastball from Mike Fiers and misses low to Howie Kendrick. It's 1-0. That ball's out of play. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Fiers getting the start tonight. Homer mentioned the home run issues. It's been a tale of really 3 seasons so far for Fiers. He struggled his first 9 starts with the home run ball. Then all of a sudden he went 7 in a row without allowing a home run. And the last 8, that home run bug has bitten him yet again. This is a team offensively that will challenge you. The Washington Nationals are second in every category offensively, it seems, to the Astros in the major leagues. Good short hop pick by Alex Bregman. His throw is also picked on the other side by Yuli Gurriel. Kendrick retired for the first out.
It was a very good play all the way around. It was great to see Mike Fiers get a fastball down in the zone that creates this ground ball, but an even better jump by Alex Bregman to get that short hop. And throwing on the run, you see on our Mattress Firm Super Move, Yuli with another great pick. He's been doing a great job over there at first base, picking up his infielders.
Seems like his defense has improved as the season's gone along.
I agree.
Foul ball off the bat of Defoe jars the mask of Max Stassi. Learning a new position, you can get as many reps as you want in spring training, but until you play there on a regular basis for real, and Yuli's done a nice job, especially in the second half of the season.
I think he's doing a good job of getting to the base sooner. Allows him to get set up a little more quickly and put up a good target in and anticipate the throw. Good breaking ball from Mike Fiers, and you see on our MD Anderson strike zone a little bit off the edge, or a lot depending on who you talk to.
Jeff Kellogg giving that strike. He's calling the balls and strikes tonight, the crew chief. Fiers misses upstairs. It's 1-2. Fiers has faced the Nationals prior to this, but every time he has faced them was as a member of the National League with the Brewers. Has not faced them since right before the trade to the Astros, June 12, 2015. Counts 1-2 on Defoe. Defoe getting a chance to play shortstop on a regular basis with the injury to Trey Turner. Turner played his second game last night as part of a rehab assignment. He and Jason Worth are down there trying to rehab at the same time. Fastball up, and Defoe goes down swinging. Fiers picks up his first strikeout.
Talked about how similar these teams are. They're also both beat up considerably with losing some talent. But up and in with the fastball is a very good pitch. See Defoe down in that crouch. Tough to get up there and elevate and try and get to that pitch. That's what Todd's been talking about. The previous 8, very good numbers. Low home run totals equal low ERA. The last 8 games, high home run total equals a high ERA.
Line drive past Jose Altuve in the shift. And Daniel Murphy is the first base runner of the night with a single to right.
It's a good old-fashioned ambush right through that shift. Ball hit hard from Daniel Murphy.
That'll bring up Ryan Zimmerman, runner on first base and 2 outs. Zimmerman in the top 10 in RBIs with 86. Also leads his team in home runs with 29. Pitch misses down low for a ball, 1-0. Fire's overall numbers this year have been better here at Minute Maid Park by about a run and a half on average. Ties them up for the swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
Tell you what, it'd be real nice if Mike Fiers can continue to trick him with that fastball up in the zone, because at 90 miles an hour, that's not blowing the doors off anything, but he's gotten it past Defoe and now Zimmerman.
On the ground toward short, Marwin flips to Altuve, and that'll do it for the Nationals in the top half of the first inning. Astros turn when we come back. Astros and Nationals. Houston batting in the bottom half of the first inning. Here's their starting lineup presented by Southwest Airlines. AJ Hinch has George Springer back at the top. Alex Bregman hits second. Jose Altuve having a nice year in interleague play in addition to everything else. Josh Reddick hits cleanup. Yuli Gurriel at first base. Marwin Gonzalez in the sixth spot. The DH Carlos Beltran, Max Stassi behind the plate. And in center, Jake Marisnick.
On the mound for the Washington Nationals is Edwin Jackson. He's a heavy fastball slider type guy, making his seventh start between Baltimore and Washington, not having to move too far between those two ball clubs. He has allowed 9 home runs, and his strikeouts are 31.
Jackson facing George Springer, and starts him off with a breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Springer at 303, currently in the top 10 in the American League at number 8. George is 12 for 48, hitting .250 since coming back from the DL. Hits that ball hard but foul, and he's down on the count 0-2.
I think the word is out that the Astros can hit a fastball. A lot of off speed last night from Tanner Roark, usually a guy that works heavy on the fastball, but pitching backwards basically. Off speed early in the count and then fastballs. On the season, Edwin is 44% on the fastball, 26 on the slider.
Third favorite pitch is that cutter, which he just kind of went to last year for the first time. Had toyed with it over his career, but last year between the Marlins bullpen and the starting rotation of the Padres, Jackson kind of broke out that cutter more, but also that curve and change into play, but not quite as much as those other three. Ahead 1-2 on Springer. And the fastball misses inside. It's kind of a unique matchup tonight with Edwin Jackson facing Mike Fiers, in that both pitchers have thrown a no-hitter with AJ Hinch as their manager.
What are the chances, huh?
Right.
AJ took full credit for both of them.
AJ said he had great nights that night as a manager. Ball in the dirt is 3-2.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with this guy that hasn't given up a hit yet. It's good managing.
It was easier for AJ to stick with Mike Fiers and his no-hitter against the Dodgers than it was for him to stick with Edwin Jackson and his no-hitter against the Tampa Bay Rays. Edwin Jackson was in trouble at various points of that game, had walked 8 and hit a batter during his no-hitter, threw 149 pitches.
Somewhere Nolan Ryan's giggling.
Soft fly ball into shallow left. Defoe gets back there, and in the transfer, they say he dropped it. Astros fans think it should be an error, but Defoe caught it and then went to go and get the ball out of his glove and dropped it. It's an out. Out number 1.
Got in the kitchen of George Springer trying to fight that fastball off. Defoe got there in plenty of time and clearly on the exchange, trying to get it into the bare hand to throw it around the horn. Didn't go as planned.
Remember a few years ago when you had to secure the catch all the way through?
Yeah.
And there were plays like that when guys would catch the ball and then get jarred on the wall. And then
obnoxious.
Yeah, like
the Des Bryant
2 or 3
rules.
seconds. Yeah, they finally changed it in season as Bregman grounds one to Defoe. Even though he made an error last night, Defoe's a smooth shortstop as he makes the play for out number 2. They changed it mid-season because it became a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Outfielders were catching the ball, taking a step or two, and then dropping in the exchange. And they said it was not a completed catch at that point. 2 outs, nobody on, and here's Jose Altuve digging in with that .358 batting average. Altuve has had something happen to him. It's only happened 2 other times this year, and that is go back-to-back games without a hit.
I thought you were going to say start a game under 360.
That too. He takes a called strike. Altuve loves digging into that batter's box in his first AB and securing that back foot as he's down in the count 0-1. If you're wondering if Altuve has gone 3 straight games this year without a hit, the answer is no.
So expect a hit in one of the next 4 ABs.
Expect a hit tonight. You would have to go back to May of last year. The last time he went 3 straight games without a hit.
It's unbelievable.
For most people, you struggle for a week. That's a slump. For Altuve, 2 games. And for him, that's a slump. Down to the count to Edwin Jackson, 1-2. Jackson's done a nice job for the Nationals since coming back. Second time around with Washington, spent 2012 with them. Started the year with the Orioles, only appeared in 3 games out of the O's bullpen before he was let go and then joined the Nationals minor league team in Syracuse. And then with injuries to their starting rotation, Jackson, despite pitching on 12 different teams so far in his career, 1 shy of the major league record, is still only 33 years old. Started his career at age 19. On the ground toward short, Defoe's getting a chance to make all 3 plays in the inning, and he does. 1-2-3 inning for Jackson. We head to the second scoreless.
Cardinals and Astros, and we are going to take a look at our pitch usage presented by AT&T for Mike Fiers in that last start against the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was heavy on the fastball, falling behind some of those hitters and having to fight back by throwing that fastball up 56.5% of the time. Went to that split finger. Again, that cutter, the use on that has gone way down. But over the course of the season, he's primarily fastball, split, and curveball.
Misses to Adam Lind to start the second, and that 3-pitch sequence we haven't seen all year. He was originally a 5-pitch pitcher at the beginning of the season. We've seen him simplify things as the season has gone along. Counts now 1-1. But he's run into some trouble a little bit similar to the beginning of the year lately with that home run ball. He gets Lind to roll over on this 3-hopper to Jose Altuve in the shift for out number 1.
Yeah, just looking at the numbers, and we showed the previous 8 starts compared to his last 8 starts and how the numbers are a little bit inflated. It's really been that split finger. In the previous 8 starts, the average against that split finger was 184. The last 8 starts, it's gone up to 286, and he went from 0 home runs to giving up 4 home runs in the last 8 starts on the split.
And that split, that change, has not quite had that depth that he's wanted and really had for that consistent stretch there where he didn't allow a home run for 7 starts. The changeup was a big pitch during that stretch. Here's Anthony Rendon. Rendon with a 2-for-4 night last night. Fiers starts him off with a called strike. Rendon at Minute Maid Park in his career, the Rice Al is 7-for-14. 7-for-14 with 3 doubles and a home run.
Good change up there. Good location down in the zone.
That's the pitch that we were talking about. Splitter change, same thing for Fiers. That if he has that pitch working, that really makes an impact for him. He can get that curve and change to go along with the good fastball we've seen tonight. Rendon fouls one away. It's 1-2. Plummer, you would have thought after the game last night the Lamar High School reunion was here at Minute Maid Park.
Yeah, we both pointed it out. There was a pretty strong contingency down that left field line next to the Nationals dugout after that game, and there was only one guy in front of him, and it was Anthony Rendon.
Only gets a chance to play here once every 3 years, and he's having a career year this year. And they came out not in just a handful. They were close to 100 people waiting for him after the game. Thought we heard some cheers for him during the game, and sure enough, 1-2 pitch is bounced in the dirt. 2-2. A few guys with some Houston ties. Matt Albers in the bullpen. On the coaching staff, Mike Maddox, and also Davey Lopes.
One of the best, Davey Lopes.
Foul tip. Caught by Stassi. That is strikeout number 2 for Fiers, and there's 2 away.
That was the changeup down and in. 83, 84 miles an hour on that changeup. Watch the movement down and into the right-handed hitter. That is a tough pitch because mentally as a hitter, when you see a pitch on the inside corner, your mind is telling your hands to speed up because it's usually a fastball. But a good pitch in a good location and a good sequence for Mike Fiers.
Pitch fouled away from Matt Wieters, 0-1. I think when Fiers has a chance to watch Charlie Morton right before him in a start against the same team, you know, Charlie's got that wipeout kind of curveball, but they do rely on some similar pitches. Charlie's got a little more heat to his fastball, but he can kind of watch the sequencing a little bit with Charlie Morton the night before he pitches.
It's actually a really good idea. Some right on right. How they attack these hitters, because you can look at location. You're not going to create the same velocity, maybe not the same movement, but you've got similar pitches. There you go.
And just like Charlie Morton last night, Mike Fiers off to a good start tonight. He's retired 6 of the first 7. Josh Reddick with that high home batting average leads off the next inning.
Minute Maid. No score between the Astros and Nationals, and it's time for your Chevy Stro poll. And tonight we are asking, what's your favorite way to speed up the game? A, limit mound visits / pitching changes. B, 3 balls and 2 strikes per at bat. C, situational base running and extra innings. D, no changes needed. Go to @ATT Sportsnet SW to vote in the Stro poll, and do it now. Guys, back to you.
Good poll.
It is a good one. See how many purists are out there.
I would lean that way. I would lean to no changes.
I think most traditional baseball fans would say the same thing. I'm a limited mound visit guy. Just in some of the games we've seen with the Astros, anytime they get a runner at second base, I feel like somebody's going for a visit.
Josh Reddick grounds one to Depot. It's the Wilmer Depot defensive show tonight. He's made plays on all 4 Astros so far, and there's one away in the second. The one thing I would like to see, and it's really not a game-to-game pace of play thing, but I would like to see a reduction in the number of players that are eligible to play in September.
Oh, I agree on that.
I think you can bring up as many as you want, but
a revolving active roster.
Similar to hockey, where you
spot.
have to have an active roster for a particular night. Because 40 is just way too many. Here's a ball hit high in the air to center. Crowd reacts, but it's too high as Michael Taylor makes the play for out number 2. Just have you have some teams that have as many as 10, 12, 13 bullpen arms.
That's the problem, is the bullpen issue. All of a sudden you're running through a guy every hitter, it seems like, for matchups, or just to see if a guy can go out there and actually physically throw a pitch across the plate.
So I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a 24, 25-man active roster every night in September, or maybe even in the regular season. If you add one person to the roster, you can still have a limit to your active roster for the night. When I say regular season, pre-September roster call-up. But that's the only thing. Those other suggestions are good, but I wouldn't like to see the game tinkered with too much.
That September thing would make plane trips a little more enjoyable, especially if you had to go into Wrigley Field or Boston like the Astros do at the end of the year. The smaller clubhouses get crammed pretty quick.
It's hard to blame the teams, and some, take advantage more than others. It's hard to blame the teams that are going for the postseason to have every base covered, so to speak. You want to have a speed guy. You want to
say you can cover all those.
You want to have 3 or 4 catchers. You want to have extra arms in the bullpen for potential matchups. But yeah, you can see 3 pitchers and 3 batters in September, and you rarely see that in April through August. Marwin with a 1-1 count. Breaking ball from Edwin Jackson bounces up there. It's 2-1. Jackson so far has retired all 5 batters he has faced, making his 7th start since coming over to the Washington Nationals, and he's done well with a sub-3 ERA. Seems like this guy always surfaces somewhere in somebody's rotation. Last year, very similar season to this year. Last year started the year in the bullpen with the Miami Marlins. Eventually ended up getting a chance to start with San Diego. This year began the year in the Orioles bullpen, and now a chance to start for the first place Washington Nationals. He was with them in 2012 when they made the postseason. Ball's hit hard and on the line, off the glove of Andrew Stevenson and off the wall. Stevenson can't find the handle, and now he gets it back in. That ball was hit so hard, Stevenson couldn't find it, and Marwin should have a double with 2 outs.
Now we talk about how the toughest play for an outfielder is that line drive right at them, and this is that situation. Edwin Jackson missing his spot with the fastball. Marwin loves hitting the fastball. Kind of spun Stevenson around as he does a pirouette to try and make that play, and just off the tip of his glove turns into a double. Assuming the out sometimes. And it gets past him. Luckily, he sprints himself into scoring position.
So here's Carlos Beltran. Beltran has more bats against Edwin Jackson than anybody else on this team. He's faced him a lot over the years and takes a pitch in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. 18 career at bats. Jackson has won most of the head-to-head confrontations. Now back, it's 1-1. Carlos currently 46th all-time in home runs with 435. Tied for 41st all-time in RBIs with 1584. And tied for 26th in doubles with 560. Chasing the Hawk in a couple of those categories. Andre Dawson next up in home runs and RBIs. Mentioned the Nationals by slim percentage points, passing the Astros for the second best record in baseball. Astros still have the best record in the American League coming into tonight, leading the Red Sox by 4 games. The Red Sox were victorious over Cleveland last night. There you see the best records in baseball. Doug Fister threw a gem for the Red Sox last night.
You called that, didn't you?
After the first batter. After the first batter got
solo home run, right, to lead off the game, and that was it. He went into shutdown mode after that. Pretty incredible. You're going to get those, you know, lightning in a bottle every once in a while, get those great starts. He's a competitor, but obviously figured something out and abused opposing hitters for a pretty good stretch.
Into left center field. Kendrick on the move makes the play. Beltran bidding for extra bases, and Kendrick with the put out. We're scoreless heading to the third. Scoreless as we head to the third inning, as we often do on a Wednesday night. We welcome in Brianna Carbonell, and Blummer's already got the Keuchel Corner shirt ready to go for tomorrow.
He's ready to
That's
talk
what
about
I do.
it.
You guys are the show. I'm just, you know,
You're our
side
model.
piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brianna, Senior Manager, Promotions and Events. Tomorrow it's going to be a fun matchup. Dallas Keuchel against Steven Strasburg, and another night of Keuchel's Corner.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And, you know, we've got this new T-shirt design. It's going to be a great matchup for fans. You know, the Nationals here is always fun. We don't get to see them that often, right? So, and to have this awesome matchup with Keuchel is going to be great. So, Keuchel's Corner is back, which, you know, is always exciting for our fans. And
how many of the fans know that you are playing off the Dirty Dancing quote?
I mean, I hope people would catch on to that. So only we put Keuchel in a corner. But it's a great T-shirt, and so that is a special ticket in section 105 and 106. And every time Keuchel's pitching, we do that. So it's a discounted ticket too. So that's what I don't know if a lot of fans know that, but it is an actual discounted ticket for that section.
Oh, so for fans that are unaware, you get a little special price with that section.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, and you get the T-shirt and a beard. So look the Keuchel part with the beard.
Looked like George was looking into the lights there before he made that catch. So, Brianna, we have Keuchel's Corner to wrap up the Washington Nationals series. And the Astros just leave town for 3 days, and they're right back home. Texas Rangers.
Yeah,
right
Lone Star Series.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so we've got our Lone Star Series presented by Texas Lottery. And this is a big series for us, right? We're up 8 8-5 with the Rangers, and we have the potential to claim the silver boot with this next 3-game series. So if we take 2 out of 3 from them, then the silver boot is ours for the year.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're excited about that, and you know, division rivalry is always fun. So encourage fans to come out, check out us take on the Rangers, and hopefully we'll be able to claim the silver boot.
There you see it next Tuesday through Thursday, and while the Astros have had a comfortable lead in the division this year, it's always good to try and get one against a team that had won the division the last couple of years. Here's a ball off the wall in right field. Andrew Stevenson has a double. Oh, Stevenson with a 1-out double for the Nationals. So the Rangers series will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And there's also a lot going on with the Astros buddies.
Yeah, so, you know, the Buddies Club is great, and right now I wanted to talk to you guys about it because it does include a backpack, which is perfect with back-to-school timing right now, right? So it's a membership. It's for kids 12 and under, but it does include a backpack and socks and a lanyard and a baseball cap. But the backpack is a kind of cool thing, especially as you're kind of getting ready for school. I know a lot of kids are heading back if they haven't already. So $25 membership, kids 12 and under, and it comes with those premium items, and it comes with 4 tickets to a game, and there are still 4 dates that you can pick from for those tickets. So you still have September baseball that you can use those ticket vouchers for, which is the most exciting baseball, right?
Absolutely.
If you pick right, get that clinching day, maybe. You never know.
I mean, you never know. Yeah, so with 4 dates, you could be here at that moment, and it's a great value. The tickets alone are about a $76 value in and of itself, and so the $25 membership is awesome, and you know, you get to be a part of the greatest kids club.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of fun out here. The baseball buddies always having a good time. The Astros buddy Mike Fiers with a runner on second base and 1 out after the Stevenson double, now facing Howie Kendrick, the top of the lineup for the Nationals. Well, you mentioned September, we might as well go there. It's going to be a lot of fun this final month, trying to watch when this thing might happen, assuming the Astros do win the AL West.
Yeah, when the Astros win the AL West, right? No, I mean, it's exciting baseball like we already talked about, but we've also got a lot happening from a promotions perspective throughout the month of September. So, you know, we still got our Big and Bright Friday nights. We've still got a couple of street festivals that we do out on Crawford Street. We've got our Boot Scoot and Barbecue Street Festival, and we've got our Hispanic Heritage Street Festival. We've got our Superhero Night. This is the first Superhero Night we're doing, so we have that special Super Springer diving catch bobblehead, which is going to be fun. But then we also have a private event that fans can purchase a ticket to, and you get to meet superheroes, face painting, photo booths, kind of cool candy stations, and it's a fun event. So that'll be in Union Station on September 16th. We also have our annual Dog Day happening at the end of September. So again, a lot of things still to come in September for fans outside of us clinching.
So when we have you back, it'll be a week from now because the team's only gone for 3 days. We can talk more about the Mets series and all the Labor Day stuff going on that time in.
Yep.
Awesome. We're caught up, right?
Yeah.
All right, Keuchel's Corner, big night tomorrow.
Yes, and everyone check out astros.com/promotions for all the most up-to-date information for our promotional calendar. Keuchel's Corner tomorrow. We're excited.
Thanks, Brianna.
All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Fantastic as always.
Thank you, sir.
3-2 pitch into center field. It's going to fall in front of Jake Marisnick. Being held at third is Andrew Stevenson, and the Nationals have a couple of runners on the corners with 1 out. Stevenson with a double against the wall in right field, and now a little flare single off the bat of Howie Kendrick.
Disappointing to give up that hit, but still shallow enough to where Jake could make an attempt. Stevenson couldn't get a good break on that one. So you keep that first and third situation. This sets up for that bunt towards the first baseman because Stevenson at third base can fly. You get a good bunt down towards first, it should be an easy run for the Nationals.
Defoe takes a pitch upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. Wilmer Defoe struck out swinging his first time up. So double followed by a single. 2 of the 3 hits allowed by Mike Fiers to back-to-back hitters here in the third. High fly ball to center. It's not that deep. Stevenson is tagging. Jake is lining up to throw. Here comes Stevenson. Here comes the throw by Jake. It's offline, and the Nationals take a 1-0 lead.
It's setting up to be an interesting play. Stevenson challenging the arm of Jake Marisnick. Did a good job of it. Got to force the defense to make plays, and Jake with the throw a little bit offline, unable to get it. It's kind of interesting to watch Max Stassi at home deke the runner at first base by not even attempting to go after that baseball. It's a great look coming into your living room. Just tailed on Jake a little bit.
I like that move by the young catcher.
I find it kind of interesting. I know it would have been an exemplary effort to try and knock that down, but by not moving, he held the base runner at first base by not letting him know how far off line that throw was.
From Howie Kendrick's angle, he has no idea where that throw is going in terms of lining up with home plate. And Stassi trusted that his pitcher was back there, which he was, Mike Fiers, so he just kind of let him have it, and Kendrick couldn't take the extra base. So a couple of hits and a sac fly, and the Nationals are on the board first. Daniel Murphy with a single his first time up.
Fiers has pitched out of a lot of traffic throughout the season, and he actually does a relatively good job of limiting damage. A tough spot right here, though, with Murphy and Zimmerman back to back.
Nationals scored their first runs of the game last night in the third inning. Scored their first run tonight in the third. Kendrick right in the middle of it tonight, as he was last night with a 2 RBI triple. He's been a nice acquisition since coming over from the Phillies. What the Nationals did at the deadline helped themselves as much as anybody. 3 arms in the bullpen. Howie Kendrick. Throw hits Kendrick.
It's one way to slow him down. Oh, squared him up right in the number. Play a little backyard baseball. He's out.
On the ground into the shift. Marwin is there to his left, makes the play with a sidearm throw, and that will do it. Astros turn to bat, down 1-0.
Bottom of the third, Nationals on top 1-0. Hey, season tickets for the 2018 season are on sale. Fans who purchase season tickets now can enjoy many season ticket holder benefits, including, and this is important, guaranteed 2017 postseason priority access. For more information, go to astros.com/season tickets, or you can call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Bart, thank you very much. We are in the bottom half of the third inning. Astros batting, trailing 1-0. Just one hit so far for Houston. That was a double off the bat of Marwin Gonzalez. Carlos Beltran bid for an RBI with a line drive to left, but that was caught by Howie Kendrick for the final out of the second. So Max Stassi leads off the third and takes a breaking ball outside for ball one. Stassi 2 for 12 this time around. He has had a handful of at-bats in every season since 2013. Career with the Astros, batting .269 with 2 home runs and 9 runs batted in. Swings and misses. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
He was on ice skates.
Didn't have very firm footing, did he?
Yeah, that back foot went out from underneath him.
Stassi came up in a big spot last night in the 8th inning as he was the batter with the bases loaded and 1 out. Got down to the count to Brandon Kinsler. Ended up working a good at bat to stay alive, but eventually would ground into a double play. And the Astros wouldn't threaten in the 9th against Sean Doolittle, losing that game 4-3.
Done a good job of creating opportunities, but yet to get that big hit, push him over the edge and let that offense go a little bit. And when you start to see that, it usually tells you that teams are pressing a little bit when they get those runners in scoring position. Doing a good job of getting on, but just unable to push enough across home plate.
Both these teams have not scored in the month of August at the same rate they have scored the rest of the year. There are so many similarities between the Astros and the Nationals, including where they hold spring training.
It is pretty uncanny. The injuries, Scherzer on the DL, Strasburg coming off the DL, Harper, Trey Turner, their shortstop, their star young shortstop.
Coming into last night's game, both teams averaging 4 runs a game in August. They both couldn't hit that number last night, so the Nationals ended up keeping their average. The Astros slightly below now with that 3-run total in the first game as Stassi draws a full count walk to start the bottom half of the third inning. First walk issued by Edwin Jackson.
He's been pretty good at that, at limiting the walks in his last 3 starts. He's only walked 3 hitters.
Jake Day, let's hope so. Here at Minute Maid Park, it's been Jake's season. .323 home batting average with 9 home runs and an OPS 1037. Takes a breaking ball from Jackson. 1-0. You mentioned Edwin Jackson's percentage of fastballs, and we have not seen him throw a whole lot of fastballs tonight. Kind of the MO whenever the Astros face an opposing pitcher. Jake got a fastball there and just got under it deep to center field. Taylor is on the warning track and makes the catch for the first down. Jake didn't miss that one by much.
A little bit quick. That was a good pitch to hit. Maybe off the end of the bat a little bit. Tell you what, he might have been hoping it crept up into that little balcony overhang. Time now for our forward spray chart. George Springer coming up to the plate. Home runs here at Minute Maid Park this season, scattered all over the place. Obviously plenty of power going to the opposite field and to center field.
George has 1 home run since coming off the DL and 49 at bats. We're going to get that home run stroke going again. He does lead the team still with 28. Takes a called strike from Jackson. 0-1. Jackson has started off exactly half the hitters with a first pitch breaking ball in tonight's game. Into center. Taylor is there and puts it away for out number 2. So a leadoff walk for Max Stassi and a couple of flyouts to center field. That'll bring up Alex Bregman. Bregman grounded out his first time up. Another breaking ball to start an at bat, and that's a called strike. 0-1. Throwing that little slider in there around 86. Try and get ahead of hitters. We've not seen many first pitch fastballs. Misses with the slider away. It's 1-1. Nationals started this road trip in San Diego, where Edwin Jackson pitched last year, and that was where his last start was. Did very well against one of his former teams. He pitched 7 innings of 1-run baseball. It was his 3rd start of his last 4, allowing 1 run. He's been really good for the Nationals lately.
Did so with 83 pitches. 6 first pitch outs in that ball game. Helps out a little bit.
He's got 2 first pitch outs tonight of the first 8 outs that he's picked up. Stassi on first with 2 away, and Bregman to right field. Stevenson a long run. These guys were teammates at LSU, and one LSU Tiger retires the other as the 3rd inning is over in a 1-0 game. Nothing. Nationals lead the Astros. We head to the 4th inning. Lace up your shoes. The annual Badges and Bases run presented by Chenier will take place September 30th at Minute Maid Park. Each race participant receives a commemorative t-shirt and a photo opportunity at home plate. Register today at astros.com/run. Ryan Zimmerman will lead things off against Mike Fiers. Fiers so far has allowed a run on 3 hits through 3 innings. And Zimmerman swings through the first pitch. Ryan grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up.
It's not the swing of a guy that has 21-9 home runs on the season.
No.
It's the 2nd fastball up in the zone we've seen from Mike Fiers to Zimmerman, where he hasn't taken a very good pass at it.
Zimmerman had a couple of hits in 5 career at-bats against Fiers coming in, including his last 2 at-bats, which were a single and a home run. Tonight his swings have not looked comfortable. 1-1 count. On the ground towards the middle, Altuve, a long run to get there. He's not going to be able to retire Zimmerman. Altuve did everything he could, but that ball was in the right spot for an infield hit.
Tough to see if Marwin Gonzalez might have had a better angle on this ball. It's going to be tough to see here. You can see him angling towards the back. In those shift situations, and you get that tweener ground ball, it's tough to communicate between shortstop and second baseman on who's going to take charge of that ground ball. This situation, it was Altuve.
Now you see the shift employed with Adam Lind, the hitter. The entire left side of the infield pretty much vacated as Bregman plays near the bag, and there's a strike with a fastball. 0-1. Always an interesting double play scenario when you have the overshift with a left-hand hitter. We've seen the 4-5-3 in this homestand at least once. This one the other way to left, hanging in the air for Josh Reddick, who makes the play for out number 1. One thing about Mike Fiers, we mentioned a little bit of an up and down season, is he is the one guy who has been steadily taking the ball every 5 days in this rotation. Leads the team in innings pitched, leads the team in starts. More than likely, he'll be the only qualified pitcher on this Astros staff by the end of the year. You need at least an inning per game played for your team, and Brent Strom has seen a lot of injuries on his pitching staff this year. Fiers is the one guy who has stayed healthy. In on the hands of Anthony Rendon, and he pulls it foul. It's 0-1.
Pretty good for a guy that was yanked out of the rotation there for, what, 24 hours?
Amazingly. Right before Charlie Morton went on the DL, A.J. Hinch had made the determination that Brad Peacock was going to join the rotation and Fiers would go to the bullpen.
Yeah, for a pretty good stretch there was Fiers and Peacock, the two most consistent and best starters in that rotation.
Slowly hit towards Bregman on a couple of hops. Bregman records the out on the opposing third baseman. Out number 2 on the play. Zimmerman moves to second. That'll bring up Matt Wieters. Wieters just 1 for 13 on this road trip. The one hit was a difference maker, though. He had a 2-run home run last night to center field that gave the Nationals a 4-3 lead. At the time, it seemed like it was one of those games that would keep going back and forth, but that home run in the 4th would be the last run scored of the game. Call strike. 0-1. Not out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fiers threw his no-hitter 2 years and 2 days ago. Came on the off day. The anniversary did on Monday. So we didn't even have a chance to do it on this date in Astros history for Fiers. Swing and a miss. He gets Wieters. So a leadoff single and 1 man left on base. Jose Altuve will lead things off for the Astros at the bottom half of the 4th. The Astros, bottom half of the fourth inning. Rice University baseball coach.
Coach Graham.
Wayne Graham's in attendance tonight.
How about it?
He has seen some good baseball players go through that program.
He got the night off from yelling at Lance Berkman to come down here and watch Anthony Rendon.
There you go. Champions in 2003. Wayne Graham has been with that program for a long time. San Jack for a while, San Jacinto from 81 through 91, and then Rice University from 92 all the way through. Jose Altuve leads things off. Takes a pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. When Graham took over that program at Rice, they'd had 7 winning seasons in 78 years of Southwest Conference play.
Yeah, he's kind of turned that around a little bit.
In the air to right center field, pretty well hit. Both outfielders converge, and it's Stevenson. It's loose on the outfield. Altuve heading towards third, and he will get there. Stevenson, the right fielder, Taylor, the center fielder. Nobody really called each other off. Next thing you know, Altuve's on third base.
Stevenson has incredible speed. And when this ball hit the deep right center field, looked like Taylor was camped too. That's the frustrating part. I don't think Taylor anticipated Stevenson showing that much range or going that crazily after it. Somebody over boogied.
Altuve with a triple.
Nice. Miscommunication leads to a 3-base hit for Altuve. That was beautiful, but wow, that was some serious miscommunication by a veteran center fielder and a youngster out there in right field.
Stevenson, more of a center fielder himself, forced to play the corners at the big league level because Taylor is so good in center. We only caught the very end of that. I did not see Taylor really yelling him off.
Well, and I wonder if it was because Taylor was camped. I'm not sure he sensed Stevenson coming at him at that rate of speed.
The infield back with Josh Reddick at the plate. Altuve on third. Reddick sends one deep to left center field. Reddick, who leads the league in sacrifice flies, bidding for his 11th on the year. Altuve coming home, and he will score standing up. We're tied at 1 on a Reddick RBI with a sac fly.
Take advantage of the mistakes. So great as a hitter hitting second when the leadoff guy hits that triple. It turns into an easy RBI. And there was a much better communication from Michael Taylor with the left fielder Howie Kendrick. Saw him peel off early. Don't stop now. Keep pressing.
Major League best 11th sac fly for Josh Reddick. He is so good in that situation, runner on third and less than 2 outs, of just doing what he needs to get the run home.
Understanding the situation, going to the plate with a game plan and executing it. It's beautifully done. Those are easy RBIs, and they don't count against you as far as an at-bat either.
Yuli pops one high in the air on the 0-1 pitch. Wilmer Depot, the shortstop, calls everyone off and makes the play for out number 2. Well, the all-time record for sac flies in a season for the Astros is 13. Pretty good team player has that record, Jeff Bagwell.
Another guy that understood how to drive runs in.
Baggy did that in the 92 season. Josh Reddick 2 away from matching that record in the summer of Bagwell. 2 outs, bases cleared. Here's Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin doubled his last time up. Astros have 2 hits tonight, both for extra bases, a double by Marwin and a triple by Jose Altuve. That was one way for Jose to snap an 0 for 8. Off the bat, he did not think he was going to be on base when he watched those two outfielders converge in right center, but next thing you knew, he was heading to third. That catches the corner, 1-1.
Backdoor slider. Seen that edge called already early in this game. Mike Fiers getting a breaking ball on that corner.
Two and 1 the count. Slowly hit towards Rendon. Tough play and not in time. Marwin 2 for 2 as he beats out an infield hit.
Tried to bunt earlier, just decided to take the swing and bunt approach, and it worked. It's nothing faster than a base runner who's been in a slump. Marwin Gonzalez has been one of those guys for the Houston Astros, having himself a great season, but here recently been slumping a little bit. In this homestand coming in, he was 3 for 22. It's a 136 average. Now he's got a couple of knocks. He's 5 for 24.
I know Ryan Zimmerman started his career as a third baseman, but that was not exactly a stretch.
Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't going to get it. Talked about Yuli getting there.
His foot's not even on the bag.
Yeah, that's not good. It's tough to get the call like that.
1-0 the count to Carlos Beltran. Well, the Astros will try and take advantage. I think Marwin would have been safe possibly either way, but I'd like to see a little stretch over there first. It's 1-1 the count. Mentioned Doug Fister's one hitter last night with the Red Sox beating the Indians. And a drop ball.
Wow. Generous to quite generous.
Good job of framing by Wieters, I guess. It's 1-2. In the analytics,
he's going to get credit for
he'll
that.
get credit for
he's going to catch it. He's going to get credit for a frame.
In the analytics world, that one will be plus for Wieters. Taking a pitch off the plate for a strike.
That's how good he is. He dressed it up that good that he doesn't even have to catch it.
Fister's one-hitter performance last night could be trumped tonight. Rich Hill for the LA Dodgers, as if they need another
reason to
positive
talk about
story.
it. Yeah.
Another positive. Rich Hill's throwing a perfect game through 8 in Pittsburgh. But the problem is the Dodgers haven't scored themselves.
It's going to go to waste, isn't it? He's got 10 punch-outs in 8 innings, and he's only thrown 87 pitches. 67 of them have been strikes.
Wow. To Murphy, and that'll do it for the Astros. But a triple and a sac fly, and we're tied at 1. TNT Sportsnet is presented by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Axe. Find your magic. 1-1 game, 5th inning baseball. Josh Reddick with another sacrifice fly. As the Astros and Nationals are tied, just like last night, another close game. Last night was a 4-3 Nationals win. Right, Mike Fiers and Edwin Jackson looking good early on, as Fiers will face Michael Taylor, Andrew Stevenson, and Howie Kendrick, 8-9-1 in the Nationals lineup. Pitch misses inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Taylor flied out to right his first time up, just 3 for 20 on this 2-city road trip. Pops the ball in the air. Bregman gives it a look in foul territory. Alex has room. And that's the first out. Not sure who told Alex he had room, because there are no players over there. Maybe someone from the crowd. 1 away.
Security, camera guys jumping in to help. Why not? Team effort here.
It's a home field advantage. Here is Andrew Stevenson, who doubled and scored a run, but he also kind of gave one back by running a ball off of Michael Taylor that turned into a triple for Jose Altuve. Called strike. It's 0-1. Stevenson 7 for 38 in his big league career. He was in the same draft in 2015 as his collegiate buddy and roommate his freshman year, Alex Bregman, out of LSU. Stevenson still looking for his first major league run batted in. Bregman a little bit further along in his second full season. His first full season, his second year of the big leagues. They played together for 3 years in Baton Rouge. Outside, ball 3, 3-1.
This is not a guy you want to walk and put on. Already seen the speed. Put it on the base paths, he may be off to the races.
Tried to hold up, and he does. Ball 4. Fiers walks the number 9 hitter. That's the first walk issued tonight by Mike.
What's the good and bad of it? The good is it's the first walk, and we're in the 5th inning. The bad part is he walked the number 9 hitter.
Only walk Edwin Jackson's allowed is to the number 8 hitter. Now Fiers walks the 9 hitter. Back to the top of the order we go, and Howie Kendrick. Kendrick has an OPS over 1,000 since joining the Nationals in that trade on July 28th. Close at first. Stevenson just getting back.
Wow, extremely close.
Misses inside. It's 1-0 to Howie Kendrick. Kendrick 1 for 2 with a single. Called strike. It's 1-1. When you have a perfect game going, there's pressure on everybody, including the defenders on your team.
Yes. Can't make an error.
And
Logan Forsythe playing third base out in Pittsburgh had a relatively hard hit baseball off his chest for an error. Guess it's better than going down as a hit.
No hitter still intact for Rich Hill. The perfect game is over. The Dodgers have not scored in that game still as the Pirates bat in the bottom half of the ninth inning.
Very good job by Trevor Williams of the Pittsburgh Pirates, going 8 strong, giving up no earned runs and scattering 7 hits. Interesting ball game to watch.
Well, there's that crazy possibility Pirates could score a run here without a hit. They could run a runner along. Never know what might happen with another error or a wild pitch or a pass ball. They could get a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs and get a sac fly, walk it off. Rich Hill could throw a no-hitter and lose the game.
Sounds like fun.
1-2 the count to Howie Kendrick. Well, on a night when both of these pitchers, Mike Fiers and Edwin Jackson, have thrown no-hitters for A.J. Hinch, well, you could have a no-hitter going in Pittsburgh, although it would need to be at least 10 innings because his team hasn't scored yet. 1-2 the count to Kendrick.
Would be interesting to see what Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, does with Rich Hill. If he does manage to escape this, he's at 90 pitches right now.
And to Dirk, 2-2.
It's a little bit easier decision than AJ had with Edwin Jackson at 149 pitches.
AJ said he had all kinds of bullpen action going that game because Edwin was in trouble from the very early part of the game. From the 3rd inning, he had the bases loaded. He had walked the bases loaded. And if you know where the bullpens are, which you do because he played there at Tropicana Field, they are right there in foul territory.
Yeah.
So if you're a right-hand pitcher working out of the stretch, you are looking right at that bullpen the entire time. And that's all Edwin Jackson saw the whole game. I spoke to him about that before the game. He said, I just told the guys I thought I'd give you a night off, but I didn't. Here's a ground ball toward third. Altuve for 1. The turn, a double play. Fiers gets Howie Kendrick to ground into an inning-ending double play. We head to the bottom of the 5th, all tied at 1.
Minute Maid Park, Nationals and Astros tied up at 1 apiece. And you can join the Astros on September 1st for the 2nd Baseball on Tap presented by Budweiser. Enjoy beer tastings, live music, games, and more before the Astros take on the Mets. 500 attendees will also receive an exclusive Baseball on Tap pint glass. For more information, go to astros.com/baseball on tap. Suddenly, guys, I'm kind of thirsty. Back up to you.
Baseball on Tap. What a great promotion that is. Mets are in town, kicking off Labor Day weekend as Max Stassi swings through the first pitch in the 5th inning. Stassi walked his first time up, only walk issued by Edwin Jackson. Jackson's allowed 3 hits in this game, 2 in the last inning where the Astros scored their only run. Edwin Jackson has an interesting sequence of pitch counts going. He threw 12 in the first inning, 13 in the second inning, 14 in the third inning, and 15 in the last inning. Means he should be on pace for a 16-pitch inning. 2 outs, by the way, in that game in Pittsburgh. And now the inning's over. So we head to the 10th. The Dodgers' Rich Hill has lost his perfect game on an error by Logan Forsythe. Still has the no-hitter. And how many pitches has he thrown?
95 pitches.
95 pitches.
It's got to go back out.
Is he due up?
That would be great.
That's where the decision. That's where the decision comes. You guys couldn't help me out. I got to hit a homer myself. There's a strikeout for Max Stassi. That's the first strikeout of the game for Edwin Jackson. Took it until the 5th.
Nasty slider. We've seen Edwin Jackson work Max Stassi with that running fastball in, then throw the slider away, created the swing and miss.
I'll bring up Jake Marisnick. Jake flied to center his first time up. Edwin Jackson has the distinction of pitching on 12 different major league teams. He is one of 5 players in the history of the game to pitch on as many as 12 teams. This ball is hit deep to left center field. Jake got into this one, and this ball is gone. Home run, Jake Marisnick, and the Astros take a 2-1 lead on Jake's 15th home run of the year.
I don't think he had his khakis on in that previous AB where he hit it to the warning track. He went back upstairs and put the khakis on and turned into Jake from Rake Farm again. He hits some prodigious bombs when he goes deep. That's a hanging slider. Jake isn't known for hitting the off-speed pitches very well, but this one was put on a tee for him. Majestic. It's a good feeling.
Jake continues to hit well at home. 10 of his 15 home runs have come at Minute Maid Park, as Springer hits one the other way. That's out of play.
103 miles an hour off the bat, estimated 393 feet.
Most of Jake's home runs this year have been 400 plus. That one just shy.
Too high.
10 of his 14 before that one were at least 400 feet. Yeah, that was well elevated. Jake can hit some impressive home runs. A career high continues to grow, just like Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin's up to 21, Jake up to 15. Broke the bat of Springer, past Jackson. Murphy comes in and makes the play just in time to get George for out number 2.
Murphy not the smoothest second baseman out there, but does a good enough job to get George hustling down that line.
Jackson gets credit for an assist on that since he touched the ball with his glove. It's a 1-4-3 put out on Springer. So Jake is 6 beyond his previous career high of 9. Marwin is 8 beyond his previous career high of 13. As Alex Bregman fouls one away. Bregman is grounded out and flied out to right.
Bregman 7 above his career high. Hit 8 last year.
I like that.
Brief career that it is.
The Astros get another guy to 15 home runs. They have a chance to set the all-time major league mark for most hitters on one team with 15 or more home runs. Pitch taken away by Alex. It's 1-2. Beltran one shy of 15. Yuli right on that mark, and Jake joining that group. So there's 7 guys right now who have 15 home runs or more. Beltran sitting at 14. Brian McCann has 13. Josh Reddick has 12, and Evan Gattis has 11. If 3 of those 4 guys get to 15, it'll be a new major league record.
It's a lot of homers.
That ball's ripped to left field. Kendrick coming in, plays it on a hop. Bregman has his first hit of the night. And the Astros have a 2-out base runner in the 5th.
Nice compact swing. Jackson actually got away with one right there. A little bit different launch angle on that. It might be a bullet into the Crawford boxes, but I'm sure Alex plenty happy with that base hit right here. He's been stealing some bags of late. Be interesting to see if he's off to the races here with a couple outs in the inning to get into scoring position for Jose.
Second on the team in steals behind Altuve's league leading 29. Alex with 13 in 18 tries. Altuve swings at the first pitch and sends a high fly ball in the right center. This time Stevenson calls off Taylor and puts it away for the final out of the inning.
Big home run on Jake Day, hitting in that 9 spot. Got that proverbial cement mixer and smashed it.
Chevy Stroh poll, we asked you what's your favorite way to speed up the game, and a pretty solid majority of you said D, no changes needed. I agree with you, TK. I'm not sure there's much of anything that can be done to significantly speed up every baseball game. I think the game is what it is.
I know that's been a major concern or area of discussion, at least, for Rob Manfred since he's become the commissioner of baseball. They still would like to see that average time of game stay under 3 hours if possible, or kind of crept back over the 3-hour average in the past year. As Wilmer Defoe takes a pitch for a ball, it's 1-1. But
I like that our viewers voted for that. great. Game is what it is.
I think when you are at a ball game, you're not overly concerned whether it's 250 or 310. You don't want to see the 3-hour and 30-minute games when it's a 3-2 game.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that you want to at least have action. If it's an action-packed game, then 3 hours is just what it is. But some traditionalists amongst our viewers, I guess. Mike Fiers pitching with a lead for the first time tonight. Daniel Murphy is the batter. So the Dodgers failed to score in the top half of the 10th.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, do you send Hill back out there knowing that even if he gets through the 10th, he'd still need to go?
Oh, he's out there.
Is he? So he's pitching in the 10th inning of a game tonight with a no-hitter. This is old school.
This is old school. Pedro Martinez did it a while back. Went 9 perfect in San Diego before it got broken up in the 10th by Bip Roberts, 1995.
Yeah, Bip Roberts. Play made by Josh Reddick for out number 2. Couple of fly balls for Mike Fiers here in the 6th inning for the first 2 outs.
I think I talked to Bip the other day. Might have been doing pre and post with the Oakland A's.
Okay.
And it did a pregame hit with them, and I believe he was in the studio for the Oakland A's.
That makes sense. I've seen him do work for them.
Yeah, that's what I was remembering. Because I recognized the voice, but I wasn't 100% positive.
Two outs, bases cleared. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman takes a called strike. Fiers had a 1-2-3 second inning, including a couple of strikeouts. He has 4 strikeouts in the game. Called strike. 1-2. Oh my goodness.
You gotta be kidding me.
No hitter ended, huh?
Josh Harrison ended the no-hitter in the 10th inning with a walk-off bomb.
Back goes Jake to the front of the track, and he makes the play and backs up right up against the fence. So the Astros end up getting a 1-2-3 inning with Mike Fiers getting 3 flyouts to different fielders.
Something to cheer about. Make your mark at Minute Maid Park. Through the Astros commemorative brick program, fans have the opportunity to purchase a brick with customized messaging that will welcome fans into the ballpark each season. Order your commemorative brick now at astros.com/bricks.
2-1 game. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Josh Reddick will lead things off. It'll be Reddick, Yuli Gurriel, and Marwin Gonzalez against Edwin Jackson. Jackson has an interesting trend going, which he continued last inning with 16 pitches. His innings pitch count has been 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm predicting 17 pitches in the 6th rather. There's a ball into right center field off the bat of Josh Reddick. That's down for a hit. Taylor tries to cut it off. He does. Reddick to second, head first slide, and he is in there.
Josh has been raking. One of the few Astros that actually has been seeing the baseball very good here of late. 3 hits last night. Here he is adding one more after the sac fly RBI. He puts himself in scoring position immediately to lead off this 6th inning. Good TV slide too. That throw was nowhere in the vicinity of second base, but that uniform has to be dirty if you're Josh Reddick.
Because the helmet's a mess.
Yes.
The jersey has to match the helmet. Here's Yuli Gurriel. Yuli takes a pitch down low for a ball, 1-0.
Releasing some earth from that belt.
He should be. His nickname's not Dirt Dog, but it should be in the nickname weekend.
It could be.
Yeah. He's got a dog in there with the nickname. There's a called strike, 1-1. Josh in scoring position for Yuli Gurriel. Yuli has flied to center and popped to short. Coming in batting .295. Yuli, after being Rookie of the Month in July, hitting close to .350 in August, but this time he pops it up again. Daniel Murphy calls off Defoe. Now Defoe takes charge, and that's out number 1. Yuli popping up for the first out, and Reddick stays at second. Mentioned Jackson's pitched on a dozen different teams in the major leagues. The all-time record is 13. Octavio Dotel pitched in 13 different franchises, including here in Houston.
OD.
OD.
I love me some OD. He was a good guy. Entertaining, highly entertaining guy.
Funny guy?
Yes.
See, I would never know that. Like, some of the guys you tell me are incredibly funny, you would never know. OD was
He was, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if I could dress down any of the stories that I have, but he was highly entertaining.
The other guys who have pitched on 12 teams or played on 12 teams include Matt Stairs, a guy who pitched here with the Astros as well, Ron Vallone.
Oh man, Ron Vallone got around.
And Mike Morgan.
Mike Morgan was going to be one of my guesses, yeah.
And Edwin Jackson is now the 5th to pitch on 12 teams or more, and he's still got a chance at age 33 to break the record, because he can still bring it. Fastball around 93, 94. He's had good numbers in his 6 starts with the Nationals. He always seems to find a place in somebody's rotation, even as a spot guy the last few years. And he's pitched out of the bullpen before, even though he's been primarily a starter. He's pitched on over half of the National League teams. 8 out of the 15.
Going to build up a pretty good, you know, the guys keep their jerseys from the teams they've played on. He's going to have to buy a separate wing of his house to get all the jerseys on the wall.
2-0 the count to Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin a couple of hits tonight. Now with a count of 3-0. Jackson being careful with a base open. And Marwin 2 for 2 tonight. Marwin needed those 2 hits. It's been a little bit of a struggle on this homestand. He started the game with his average down to 305, back up to 309 with those 2 hits. Owen had been just 3 for 22 on the homestand prior to tonight. 3-0 green light and a slicing foul. It's right into the walkway there in the crowd. It's 3-1. AJ loves that. AJ wants opposing pitchers to know we're not going to take a lot of 3-0 pitches.
Yeah, you can't just pump a heater right down the middle and think you're going to get away with it. That was something I saw Kirk Gibson do when I was in Arizona in 2011. Everybody had the green light 3-0. Started to hammer some pitches, and you'd see pitchers get a little tentative on making pitches in that 3-0 count, because if it wasn't on an edge, it was going to get crushed.
You can never tell when a guy has a 3-0 green light and then takes, but it seems like AJ has had a lot of swings this year with a 3-0 count.
I've seen him do it with Derek Fisher a couple times, and he's just been here for 28 games, I think.
3-1 pitch is fouled back. Now Jackson back in the count. It's a full count after being down 3-0. Well, a magical season for the Dodgers tonight. The tables were turned on them as Rich Hill lost that no-hitter in the 10th inning on a walk-off home run by Josh Harrison that just got beyond the outstretched glove of Curtis Granderson, who tried to make a phenomenal catch. Octavio Dotel threw out the first regular season pitch here at Minute Maid Park. How about that?
It's going way back.
2000.
What was the name of the ballpark back then, Todd?
Enron.
How dare you? Oh, he did.
3-2 count to Marlin.
Oh, he was in that 6-pitcher no-hitter in Yankee Stadium also. He was a part of that.
That's right. Part of a lot of history here.
How about that back into the bullpen in 02-03? You know, unknown Brad Lidge, Octavio Dotel to Billy Wagner to finish games off. That was pretty fun.
Nice to have that little crew finishing off games.
Some people asking, I played for 6 different teams.
What was your AL-NL split?
I played a year and a half out of 14 in the American League. I was very appreciative. My skill set was perfect for pinch hitting and double switching.
A lot of years. A lot of National League seasons for you.
Yep.
3-2. And a pop-up again. After Gurriel popped up, Marwin pops up. Depot trying to call Taylor off, but now Michael Taylor takes charge for out number 2. So after a leadoff double by Josh Reddick, he hasn't moved, and now 2 away, and Carlos Beltran the batter. Beltran is lined to left and grounded out. Carlos Beltran will not get him. Chance to hit here. They will intentionally walk Carlos. They did the same last night to get to Max Stassi, and here's Stassi batting with first and second.
There's your speed up rule.
Worked out for Dusty Baker last night because when they walked Beltran, it loaded the bases with 1 out, and Stassi grounded into a double play. And a no 4-pitch intentional walk. Pitch down low for a ball. It's 1-0. On the corner, 1-1.
Saw Kinsler last night pound Stassi in, and first couple ABs that Stassi's had, we've seen that Matt Wieters is setting up on that inside corner, a little bit generous, a couple inches off that inside corner, makes it tough as a hitter to cover the plate. Trying to fight off the inside corner. We saw him punch out last AB on that slider away.
Bounces, it's 2-1. Two on in the 2-1 game. Astros scored in the first 3 innings last night, then the Nationals shut them down from there. Tonight, Houston getting runs in the 4th and 5th. They need a 2-out RBI to get one here in the 6th from Max Stassi. Held up, it's 2-1. Check that 3-1.
It's a better pitch than the strike inside.
Jake Marisnick, who hit a home run, waits on deck. There is a strike. And the count's full. So with 2 outs, Reddick, Beltran getting a head start. Stassi can find a little space in the outfield. The Astros can tack on to their lead. Instead, it's ball 4, and Jake Marisnick will bat with the bases loaded.
Stassi's second walk in this ball game.
Pitching coach Mike Maddox out to the mound to talk with his veteran right-hander Edwin Jackson.
Last time up, Jake got himself a hanging breaking ball and demolished it into left center field. His first AB flew out to the warning track, backed it up with that swing right there. Now he's got a chance to do some real damage with the bases juiced.
Jake's 5th at bat of the season with the bases loaded. Jake is 1 for 4 this year with the bases loaded with a single.
Kind of an interesting situation for Edwin Jackson and Matt Wieters trying to figure out what to get Jake Marisnick on. The fastball was driven to the warning track, and then the breaking ball, his second AB, was hit out.
Gets one in on Jake and fouls it back. It's 0-1.
Set up away, and that caught a lot of the plate. I think Jake and Matt Wieters both know that they got away with one.
Jake with a 2-home-run game as recently as the last day of July. Held up there, it's 1-1. Nationals get their first bullpen action going with the 90th pitch from Edwin Jackson. Matt Albers is throwing in the Washington bullpen. Down and in, 2-1. Jake also had a multi-home run game in addition to the final game of July against the Tampa Bay Rays. Had one on May 16th in Miami against the Marlins. Hit the home run sculpture a couple times.
Rumor has it Derek Jeter's willing to sell that.
Not sure that's allowed. I'm sure the new ownership group wouldn't mind. 2-1 pitch off the end of the bat as Buddy Springer had to get out of the way. It's 2-2. This is the hardest Edwin Jackson's had to work in any inning. His high pitch count prior to this inning had been 16 pitches. He is up above 20 for the inning now. 22 to be exact. Long wait for Mike Fiers in between the 6th and 7th innings. He'll be a lot happier to wait a little bit longer if he has to. Time is called as late as you can in a sequence there. Jackson looked like he was ready to go, and time was called at the last second. So the guy's already seen a lot of pitches in this sequence, and now you waste one. Upstairs, 3-2. Crowd is going to be fired up for this one because everybody will be on the move with 2 outs. Pop up. Playable. Rendon, Wieters. It's Wieters the catcher. And the Astros will leave the bases loaded. We head to the 7th. Still 2-1 game.
On top of the Nationals 2-1, and it's time for us to play Name That Astro, brought to you by your local Honda dealer. And here are your clues. Brave New World, life as a volunteer, he's a 10. Go to @ ATT Sportsnet SW to guess. I think this will be fairly easy for folks to get.
I'm on it. Sorry about it. My OPS in this Name That Astro is off the charts.
Name That Astro. Plummer's on it. Hopefully you are as well. Send your guesses via tweet to @ATT Sportsnet SW. 7th inning baseball. Mike Fiers, 75 pitches through 6, will face Adam Lind. Anthony Rendon and Matt Wieters. Pitch up high to Lind. It's 1-0. Lind is grounded out and flied out to left. Foul back. It's 1-1. Fiers only allowed the 1 run in the 3rd inning. A double, a bloop single, and then a sacrifice fly. Pitching against the Nationals for the 5th time in his career, but the 1st time as a member of the Astros. One and 2 the count. Even without Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, a very good offense. Also lost Adam Eaton. Jason Worth's been hurt. But still coming in runs per game. These are the top 2 teams in baseball. Astros #1 and the Nationals in 2nd. Swing and a miss. Fiers gets Lind chasing. That'll be strikeout number 5 for Fiers, his first since the 4th inning.
Good curveball down in the zone. He's been elevating fastballs, getting Adam Lind to try and get to them. He's fouled off a couple of them. Then he goes with the breaking ball, the hard breaking ball down, and gets a swing over the top. Good job by Stassi keeping it in front.
I'll bring up Anthony Rendon. He struck out and grounded out. And he takes a strike. Since the end of May, the Astros have had 9 different starting outings with at least 7 innings or more. Mike Fiers has accounted for 4 of those 9. Trying to get through the 7th again tonight. He had back-to-back starts against the Angels and the Red Sox on June 10th and 16th, where he went 7 1/3 and 7. Then he did the same in July when he went 7 innings against the Twins and then on the road against Baltimore. Ahead of Rendon, 1 and 2. There was a while there where after Dallas Keuchel won pitcher of the month in April and Lance McCullers won pitcher of the month in May, that going into that last start in June, Mike Fiers had a legitimate shot to win pitcher of the month in June.
I completely agree.
He gets Rendon there. Foul tip caught by Stassi. Back-to-back strikeouts. That's now 6 tonight. And Fiers has now retired the last 7 he has faced.
Heat her up. Getting the chase. There's got to be times that the deception of his delivery in that fastball, it got to make 90 look like 95, it seems like. Seen Zimmerman take some late swings on that fastball, and Rendon right there.
Fiers has really been able to spot his pitches tonight, get ahead of the count at times with the breaking ball like he just did to Wieters. He really had good fastball command tonight. You watch where Stassi sets up. He has been right around the glove most of the evening. Since the double by Andrew Stevenson that hit the right field wall on a hop, the only 2 hits have been a bloop hit by Howie Kendrick and an infield hit by Ryan Zimmerman. Gets Wieters there. It's 1 and 2.
Working extremely well with Max Stassi, keeping these national hitters off balance. We've seen several swings like this from national hitters.
2-2 the count. 2 of the 6 strikeouts for Fiers have been against Matt Wieters, as Joe Musgrove is joined by Francisco Liriano in the bullpen.
Man, watch out, Bart. Hopefully he's hidden behind that bunker down there.
A couple people reacted, but there were people with their back turned. There's Bart.
He's okay. We're good. We can go on with the show.
It's all good down here.
2-2 into center field. Jake has a beat on it. Doesn't have to move far. Mike Fiers threw 7 innings for the 5th time this year. In a 2-1 game, George Springer will lead things off in the bottom of the 7th.
The Astros on top of the Nationals 2-1, and it's time for us to reveal who the Astro is and name that Astro, presented by your local Honda dealers. We read you the clues: Brave New World, Life as a Volunteer. Well, there it is, Chris Burke. 2005 18th inning walk-off home run against the Braves. He was the SEC Player of the Year in college. October 9th, 2005, in the 18th inning. The biggest knock of Chris Burke's career by far. Sends the Braves packing and the Astros on to the NLCS. Thus stealing the thunder of one Brad Ausmus, who had hit a home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th to send the thing into extra innings. Roger Clemens came in and pitched in relief for the first time in his career. That was a wild game and a great day for the Astros and one Chris Burke, guys.
What a moment it was. But yeah, Ausmus, his home run gets lost in the shuffle sometimes.
Does get overlooked. It's too bad.
Equally important,
yeah,
just to get them into the extra innings. As, hey, there's a new pitcher for the Washington Nationals.
Ex-Astro, Matt Albers. Good fastball. He has great arm side run. Always had light, loose, right arm.
Ground ball up the bat of George Springer, foul, as Albers takes over for Edwin Jackson, who pitched 6 innings. Jackson pitched pretty well, 6 hits and a couple of runs, but one of those 2 runs could have been prevented had there been better communication between Andrew Stevenson and Michael Taylor in the outfield when Jose Altuve ended up with a triple. Well, Albers takes over in this 1-run game, facing the top of the order. Fastball in on George. It's 1-1.
Albers does have a changeup, a curveball, and a slider. Primarily that fastball slider
Springer checks his swing. It's 2-1. Astros tying this game after being down 1-0 on a sacrifice fly by Josh Reddick in the 4th. Taking the lead on a solo home run by Jake Marisnick in the 5th. Jake took care of one of the few mistakes Edwin Jackson made when a slider had too much at the plate. Jake hit it deep over the wall in left center. 2-2 the count. George is looking for his first hit. He is grounded out, popped up and flied out. Two-strike count against the righty. He likes that slider. 87-mile-an-hour slider he throws to right-handers. Instead, it's a fastball, and George sends it on the line to right. Stevenson is back there to make the play. George hit it hard, but not in the right spot. He can only smile about it, as he's now 0 for 4.
Stayed on that pitch pretty good. Did get the barrel to it. Can't do anything right.
One of those nights. Here's Alex Bregman. Alex is 1 for 3. Singled his last time up. Takes a called strike. Albers, like you, had a couple of different stints with the Astros. Started his career here 2006 and 7. Then came back for part of the season in 2014.
Spent a lot of time on the DL that year.
And rotator cuff tendonitis. Placed on the DL April 22nd and then did not pitch the rest of the year. Came back the next year with the White Sox. That's where he pitched the last 2 seasons, and now a member of the Washington Nationals. 2-1 the count to Alex Bregman. The biggest lead in this series has been a 2-run lead. The Astros led last night 2-0. Since then, there has been no lead bigger than a run. Fouled the plate. Bregman with a 2-2 count.
Good running fastball into the right-handed hitters. Therefore, you see the swing over the top and the foul off the back leg. It's uncommon unless you get some good movement on that pitch.
They don't put shin guards on your back foot.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Slow you down a little bit. That's a strike with a fastball. Albers gets Bregman looking, and there's 2 outs in the 7th.
Just looking at that front hip. You get burned in. Sometimes you have that unconscious sensation that you got to clear out that front side. You can see the front side open up on Alex. Got a great pitch, but still locked him up enough to where he was conscious on the inside and wasn't able to react.
Here's Altuve. He is 1 for 3 with that triple. It clanked off the glove of Andrew Stevenson. Jose thought about a bunt. Takes a called strike. One and one. Altuve scored after that triple. He is climbing up on the run scored charts. He's trailing his teammate George Springer, but he's 3rd in the American League in runs scored. Aaron Judge is leading everybody. Called strike. It's 1 and 2. Altuve has 85 runs scored, Springer 87, and Judge started the night with 93. Altuve just 1 for his last 10.
Ooh, that was right off the quad.
Some good movement from Albers to get 2 guys in the same inning.
Oh, man.
Altuve just put his hand out. Do you think there are runners on?
He's trying to keep that guy at second base.
All right, don't run. Oh wait, there's nobody out there.
What was that? Oh man.
He's just assuming, as good as this offense is.
Yeah, there's somebody on base.
Somebody's
somewhere
out there. 3-2. Well, this is an extended at bat for a guy that doesn't normally see a lot of pitches.
He's still trying to get that one pitch out of his right quad.
Ball 4. Albers tried to get him with a slider on the 3-2 count. And Altuve waited him out. He's a 2-out base runner. League leader in steals with 29 on first base. You can't tell by now. You could probably tell by listening in the background. Josh Reddick is due up. Reddick a sac fly, a double, a ground out, with one of the 4 lefties in the Nationals bullpen warming up. And a lefty due up. Dusty Baker's going to go to his bullpen, so Matt Albers will leave the game. We'll tell you about the new lefty out of the Nationals bullpen when we come back.
To 1 over the Nationals. Commemorate the inaugural Players Weekend August 25th through August 27th at the MLB.com shop with limited edition Astros jerseys and tees featuring player-picked nicknames available while supplies last at MLBshop.com. New pitcher on for the Washington Nationals is going to be left-hander number 33, Matt Grace.
28-year-old takes over with a runner on first base and 2 outs. He's appeared in 30 games for the Nationals this year, pitching in his 3rd season out of the Washington bullpen. Features a fastball slider. He'll occasionally throw a changeup to a right-hand hitter, but against a lefty like Josh Reddick, it's 2/3 fastball coming in around 91 miles an hour and 1/3 sliders coming in around 83. Has not allowed an extra base hit to a left-hand hitter all year long. So Jose Altuve might try and think about trying to get a bag. Not always easy against a lefty that he hasn't seen much. And there's the move. Altuve gets at least one look. Reddick.
Well, the reason bringing in that lefty is twofold. One, for Josh Reddick, like you're talking about, but also to keep Jose Altuve where he's at. Josh has good numbers against lefties this season, coming in at .316. He does have a home run against left-handers.
Jose saw that move well. So that's a good sign. I'm not sure if Grace has a better move than that. He has never pitched against the Astros before.
Move isn't getting any better.
Altuve has been easily getting back on all three pickoff attempts. He may want to see one delivered home first just to make sure he can differentiate. On the ground foul. Time Jose was kind of in between, heading back to the bag and getting his lead. And Reddick fouled it off. Astros and Nationals, one-run game again tonight. Last night was a 4-3 game. Into center field. That's going to be a base hit. Altuve will stop at second. Now he's going to head to third. Taylor's throw to third is not in time. Altuve takes advantage of the bobble in center field, and the Astros have runners on the corners.
Nice piece of hitting by Josh Reddick, just lofting that one out there. Broke his bat, but it's going to go down. A hero. Altuve didn't have intentions of going to third base until the bobble. Like a good stop by Rendon's left shin. Running with his head up, keeping his eye on the baseball. That is nice.
As a single for Reddick, and you see Taylor pick his head up looking at Altuve on the bases, and that cost him an error.
It's another thing speed will do to you, is take your eye off the baseball.
On the ground towards short, Defoe will flip to Murphy, and the Astros leave two more. They've left 5 now in the last 2 innings and lead 2-1 heading to the 8th.
Brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, and it is Mike Fiers. Really needed to snap that 4-game losing streak, and he did so far today. He is now out of this ball game after pitching 7 solid innings of 4-hit baseball, allowed 1 run, 6 punch-outs and 1 walk. But the biggest number on the stat sheet for me, no home runs given up by Mike Fiers here at Minute Maid Park.
He was outstanding tonight against the second best offense in baseball other than his own teammates, as he really got better as the game went along. Fiers retired 11 of the last 12 batters he faced. Only a walk in the 5th inning broke up that streak, and now Joe Musgrove takes over in the 8th.
It's been Super Joe out of that bullpen 10 games in relief this season, racking up 15 1/3 innings pitched with those 16 punch-outs. It's a beautiful ERA and whip. Seeing the velocity spike a little bit since coming out of the bullpen, and also that slider has created a whole new sharpness to it.
He'll face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. And a ground ball sharply hit, backhanded by Alex Bregman, and on 1 pitch, Musgrove gets the out. Michael Taylor grounds out on the first pitch he sees in the 8th.
Made it look easy.
We mentioned a couple of outings ago, maybe 4 or 5 outings ago.
Playing in like this, all you can do is react, and that was a very good job with some soft hands by Alex Bregman.
Sharply hit, Bregman makes the play, and now Musgrove faces Andrew Stevenson. Stevenson takes a called strike. We mentioned probably 4 or 5 outings ago for Joe Musgrove, if he pitches like he had the first few outings out of the bullpen, he's gotten a chance to move deeper in the bullpen. And here AJ is, back-to-back outings in a 1-run game for Musgrove pitching the 8th.
Setting up the closer. It is a very big situation. Joe's grabbed that bull by the horns.
Stevenson tried to hold up on the slider. He does, says third base umpire Tim Timmons. It's 1-2.
Good pitch. Down and in. Did he?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Only 38 Major League ABs got the benefit of that call. Astros dugout has a pretty good view of that angle too. Now it's fouled away. It stays 1-2. '24-year-old Joe Musgrove pitching in the 8th inning for his 2nd consecutive appearance. Started his Astros career out of the bullpen in an extended outing against the Blue Jays. There we go. There's that breaking ball and a swing and a miss. So Stevenson strikes out. 2nd out.
It's a power curve breaking down and in. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Some of the numbers for the relievers for these Houston Astros in this month of August. They are #1 in Major League Baseball with a 1.73 ERA.
And we could see Will Harris back as early as this upcoming road trip over the weekend in Anaheim. He's scheduled to pitch again. One more outing for Fresno, and he could join the team soon, so that's good news.
Starting to get some of that depth back, and AJ can start messing with some of the matchups that he wants.
Ball into center field, pretty well hit. Marisnick on the run, back to the track. It's off his glove and off the wall. Kendrick into second base, and he will get there with a double. Jake just missed a brilliant catch.
Seen Howie Kendrick swing the bat pretty good in this series. Jake showing absolutely no regard for the body. Ball hit well, launched in that bullpen fence. Tough to tell right there, but it looked like Jake actually had that almost in the glove. Just off the edge.
Here's Wilmer Defoe. Defoe takes a called strike. Looked like Jake's steps just got a little bit mixed up there right before he got towards the track.
Yeah.
Just maybe it cost him a half step. and enough to allow Kendrick, what would have been a great play nonetheless, allow Kendrick to get the second base. There's a fastball at the knees on the corners at 95, 0-2.
Nicely done. That's that extra velo.
Musgrove has thrown 9 strikes out of the 10 pitches this inning. And he got him. Joe Musgrove. Couple of strikeouts in the 8th. And a 2-1 lead heading to the bottom half of the inning. Marwin Gonzalez will get a chance to add to his multi-hit night when we come back. Houston Astros baseball on AT & T Sportsnet is presented by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Mike Fiers outstanding for 7 innings of 1-run baseball. Joe Musgrove a shutout 8th, and now the Astros trying to give a little cushion for the 9th inning, as Marwin Gonzalez will lead things off. It'll be Marwin, Carlos Beltran, and Max Stassi in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Marwin a double and an infield single in 3 at-bats. Dusty Baker has shown he'd like to turn around Marwin and Carlos Beltran to bat right-handed. He may bring in a right-hander, as Sean Kelly's warming up to face Max Stassi in this inning. On the ground, past the mound. Murphy has to hustle in. Makes the throw just in time to get Marwin for the first out of the 8th. That'll bring up Carlos Beltran. Beltran has lined to left, intentionally been walked, and also grounded out. Interesting comment on Twitter, so I can't take credit for this. Somebody, Tim McMaster, actually tweeted last night Doug Fister allowed a leadoff home run and then got 27 outs without a hit. Tonight, Rich Hill got 27 outs without a hit, then allowed a home run. The game of baseball.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And everybody's celebrating Doug Fister.
Yeah.
Tonight, Rich Hill goes home with an L.
Did the same exact thing and takes the loss.
In the sense, he did one better, if you will, because he got into the 10.
Yeah.
He gave his team 10 innings to try and score a run. Carlos Beltran to Depot, and there's 2 outs. We'll see if Dusty Baker does go to his righty or just keeps the lefty Grace in the game. It appears he'll let the lefty Grace face Max Stassi here with 2 outs and nobody on. Well, we've talked about Ken Giles being used a lot lately. We do not see Ken Giles warming up here in a 2-1 game in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
He has looked very good coming out of that bullpen of late. A couple of multi-inning outings recently.
Giles went an inning and 2/3 for his 24th save against the Oakland A's. Ball's driven deep to left field. Stassi puts one on the train tracks. The 12 train has just left Union Station, and it's 3-1 Astros.
Take that, Dusty. Crawford crushing going on. Wow. Malevolent.
Stassi's 3rd career home run, his 2nd this year, and that one was crushed.
Oh, that's a missed fastball location and absolutely hammered. Woo! That feels good.
Nationals had a righty warming up. Thought he might come in for Stassi. He let Matt Grace go one more batter, and Max Stassi makes them pay. 3-1 pitching change.
Shiner light blonde spotlight on a couple of runs that were driven out of the ballpark. Jake Marisnick with the first home run of the night, driving that one 393 feet. And then it was just Max Stassi just leaning on a Matt Grace fastball, getting up on the tracks. Estimated 442 feet, 106.2 miles an hour off the bat. A couple of Crawford bombs.
442. That is deep.
Majestic.
The pitcher is Sean Kelly, taking over with 2 outs and the base is clear. Jake greets him with a first pitch single to center field. Well, the Astros trying to add more here in the 9th inning with a 3-1 lead.
Sean Kelly in 24 games. Rather large ERA at 6.86. He has allowed 10 home runs.
It's been a rough year for Kelly, coming off a good season last year. Pitched in 67 games for the Nationals and saved 7 and had an ERA around 2.5 last year. But when they had bullpen problems earlier in the year, Kelly, Blake Trinan, others just weren't getting the job done for Dusty Baker. That's why they made all the moves at the trade deadline. Picked up Ryan Madsen and Sean Doolittle from the A's. Madsen currently on the DL, and Brandon Kinsler, the All-Star from the Twins. There goes Jake. Breaking ball inside for a strike. Jake is safe at second base. Jake picks up his 7th steal of the year, and he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Good jump by Jake, and again, good time to run early in that count, get to second base, and give Springer a couple of pitches to try and drive him in.
I like that first angle because you could see Jake really get to the back of the bag to try and avoid that tag, and that was a bang-bang play as he was safe with his 7th steal.
Sean Kelly has given up those 10 home runs in 19 2/3 innings pitched. It's a big number.
Wow. Up high, it's 2-0. Two outs, runners in scoring position. George hitting .450. Tried to hold up on the fastball, and he does. Kelly against righties goes almost 50-50 fastball slider. Fastball in. Counts 3-1. Astros adding to their lead with a solo home run in the 8th inning. Max Stassi hit one 442 feet onto the train tracks. Stassi's been on base 3 times tonight, a couple of walks in his 2nd home run of the year. There's the slider that catches the inside corner. Now the count's full. George looking for his first hit tonight. 12 for 52 since coming back from the DL. Inside. Springer draws the 2-out walk. So runners on first and second. George on base.
Well in off the plate. That's a 10th walk this season for Sean Kelly in those 19 2/3 innings pitched. So when he's been in the zone, it's been hit hard. When it's out of the zone, he's putting base runners on. Whip at 1.5.
That'll bring up Alex Bregman. How one move can impact the game the next day. Possibly the fact that AJ last night pinch hit Max Stassi for Juan Centeno made Dusty believe that if he brought in Sean Kelly, maybe he would reverse it tonight and pinch hit Centeno for Stassi. So he kept the lefty in there to face Stassi, and it didn't work out. 1-0 pitch is a called strike. It's 1-1.
Had conversations with AJ obviously over the last couple of years with him managing, but he has said that he will pinch hit guys on purpose to create movement out of that bullpen. Force that other manager's hand, see what he's going to do.
2-1 the count. Bregman struck out his last time. He's 1 for 4 with a single back in the 5th inning. Astros have had their share of base runners the last few innings. They left the bases loaded in the 6th. They left 2 on in the 7th. Now a little 2-out rally here in the 8th. On the ground foul. It's 2-2. But it's interesting to see Tyler Clippard warming up along with Francisco Liriano. Ken Giles last pitched in a game Friday. It was an extended outing, an inning and 2/3.
5 days ago.
Bregman drives one deep to left center field. Taylor all the way back, looking up, gone! 3-run home run! Alex Bregman and the Astros with a 4th spot in the 8th, lead it 6-1.
These are the Astros we remember from early mid-season. What a great bat path Alex Bregman took on that pitch, down and in on the fastball. Not a lot of exaggerated motion for Alex Bregman, yet he's still able to create a tremendous amount of pop.
One of those years for Sean Kelly. 11th home run allowed. He allowed 9 all of last year in 67 appearances.
408-footer.
Altuve gets another plate appearance, takes one in the dirt. Jose walked his last time up. Kelly only allowed 4 home runs the year before that with San Diego in 53 appearances. So this year has been an aberration with the long ball for Sean Kelly. That's low. It's 2-1. All this started with 2 outs and nobody on. Alex Bregman's 3-run home run followed up Max Stassi's solo home run. The Astros scoring 4 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So who needs Ken Giles? Pitch misses inside. It's 3-1.
Still kind of curious.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was a 2-1 game the entire inning when Giles was not warming until Stassi made it 3-1, and then Bregman a few batters later made it 6-1. Altuve on the ground to Defoe. And Jose retired for the final out of the 8th inning.
Alex Bregman with the big blast, getting some congratulations in there. Fastball down and in and smashed. 3-run jack. 4 runs in that inning. Very nice.
Inning, a big 4-run bottom half of the 8th inning, giving a nice margin here for the Astros, and they will go to the left-hander out of the bullpen, Francisco Liriano.
Francisco Liriano in 6 1/3 innings with these Houston Astros. He has compiled a 2.84 ERA. Has given up 6 hits, a couple of earned runs. The issue has been the control. 6 walks in 6 1/3 innings with the Houston Astros so far. Good opportunity right here to face some tough hitters and try and get that command back.
There's 2 out of 3 lefty hitters due up. Daniel Murphy followed by the right-hand hitting Ryan Zimmerman, but then Adam Lynn. We'll see if AJ allows him at least 3 batters and gives him an opportunity maybe to finish out this game in a 6-1 contest. Murphy takes a fastball for a called strike, 0-1. Liriano has been better his last couple of outings. Homer mentioned the big issue is making sure he commands his pitches. He gets ahead with the fastball and then throws that slider there and gets ahead of Murphy, 0-2. Doesn't get a chase there. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Murphy 1 for 3 tonight, singled his first time up. Fastball up and away, 2-2. Liriano used exclusively as a starter this year by Toronto. Traded to the Astros at the deadline. And has only appeared out of the bullpen for Houston. Murphy late on that pitch, fouls it into the upper deck. Likes the slider with 2 strikes. Instead it's a fastball, and Murphy just grounds one right against the shift into left field for a base hit. A piece of hitting by Murphy. Kind of a defensive swing, but it works out in the shift, and he's a leadoff base runner.
It's only an ugly swing if you get out.
So that'll bring up Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman an infield single in 3 at bats. He was the last guy to have a hit against Mike Fiers. It came as a leadoff batter in the 4th. Fiers did not allow any more hits that inning or the 5th, 6th, or 7th. Retiring 11 out of 12 before he left the game. Joe Musgrove allowed a 2-out double in the 8th. And now it's Francisco Liriano's turn. On the ground toward short. Marwin to Jose Altuve, who has to find the bag and still makes the turn. Not the best speed from his buddy Marwin, but Jose made it work.
The only reason it did work is because he gave him the baseball so soon. That ball was smoked off the bat of Zimmerman. Not the greatest, and you could see that Marwin was trying to lead him at the bag, but held on a little bit too tight. Maybe not a QB draft pick in your fantasy league. But Altuve picks him up with the adjustment and still has plenty of time to get to the bag and throw across to get Zimmerman, thankfully.
So 2 outs, and now Liriano facing Adam Lynn. Fastball up and in for a ball, 1-0. It certainly is not a safe situation, but especially for a guy that's been struggling at times this year since coming over to the Astros, it would be nice if Liriano can get the final out and get the handshakes tonight.
I completely agree.
There's a strike with 94 on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Because what the Astros anticipate seeing from him is a guy who can really pitch into some important situations for them in the postseason, facing left-hand hitters. There's a slider that has Lynn backing off. It's 1-2.
This will be good for the confidence. 2 for flinching.
Slider again, slowly hit towards Marwin, and the Astros win. Astros take the middle game of this 3-game series. They now move back to the 2nd best record in baseball, ahead of the Washington Nationals, scoring 4 in the 8th to give themselves some cushion and a 6-1 victory tonight. We'll have more, including the post-game show, coming up right around the corner.